Hi everyone, Alan Dawson, Business Depot Agency Broking. Great to be back in front of you again. Special guest with me today, McGrath, Special Counsel at Business Depot Legal. Wanted to bring a legal perspective to something that does crop up from time to time, and that's the retention period. So when a buyer purchases a portfolio from the seller, there's usually a retention period around 90 days. At the conclusion of that time, there could be properties that have dropped off that portfolio that will require a refund back to the buyer. But there are a couple of reasons there where that is claimable, if you like. And I thought it's best to get a legal perspective on that, just to see what is claimable in a retention period. Brendan.
Thanks, Al. Yeah, and look, it's a very good question because this is the area a lot of times in rent roll transactions where there can be a lot of dispute. The four main times you'll make a successful claim during a retention period are: number one, where the property is sold during the retention period. Number two is where the landlord appoints another agent during the retention period. Thirdly, where the landlord moves back into the property. The property is no longer part of the rental pool.
Sure.
And finally, where the property remains untenanted throughout the entire retention period. So that it was untenanted at settlement and has been untenanted the entire time, all the way through to completion.
Yeah, and that can even be a maintenance thing as well, where it's sort of going through a renovation, especially with the floods that we've had in Brisbane, so that, that can be there as well. The other thing I think it's important as well, Brendan, is that a lot of times people will get a phone call from a landlord to say, look, I'm going up the road to a different agent, right? But there's really, when the time comes to make that claim, there's no evidence. It's just a random phone call. So I think that's important as well, that we get the right evidence to be able to present to the solicitors to do the claim.
Look, that's exactly right. These things often end up in disputes.
Sure.
And when there's any dispute, oftentimes best evidence wins.
Yeah.
So when you're looking to make a claim, make sure you've got all your evidence ready. Best evidence is usually something in writing, whether it be from the landlord or the property is being sold, evidence of the sale. Or if there's a situation where there's a dispute as to whether or not the termination of the appointment is due to mismanagement, or simply because the landlords move on to a different agent. Having that all lined up in writing is key.
Great point Brendan made there. Best evidence usually wins, not always, but in most cases. So I think take that into account. Keep in mind the points that are going to be in discussion in retention. Have your evidence ready. Brendan, thanks very much for the advice. We look forward to catching up with you soon. Our details are at the end of the recording. So if you need special counsel, special reports from Business Depot Legal, give them a call. My details are there as well to help you out with portfolio acquisition or sale. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers.